go over today something a little bit different. It's the most common trap I see, especially from newer traders, the chart that they get trapped in. So we will go over that, take a look at some examples, and then you can kind of see for yourself, is it a trap that you are falling for, that you're getting trapped in, and losing you money. Okay, so we'll be going over that today. Let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for April 12th, 2021. Qs up or down 0.13, and then SPY up 0.05, basically flat. Did make a new all-time high. We talked about how the market is bullish but has room to pull back. Continues to be extended on the daily. The more narrow bars that we get up here, narrow range, the more bullish. The more that we rest up here, the more that we base is more bullish. Okay, so you can see we got some narrow range here. If you traded with me this morning, I pointed out how, these are really narrow bars consistently. You look at in comparison to some of the bars that we were getting here earlier in the year, right? So very, very low volatility here in the Qs and SPY. Okay. So bias going into tomorrow is the same as it has been for the last week, really. Tough spot to be starting new longs, but we are bullish, right? So, the focus really has been on trading the shorter time frames. Today we got a small gap down to kind of start things off and then went right back up. Was looking for kind of more room for us to pull back. I think that would feel better about even starting some longer term or swing positions if we did a pullback. But market continuing to inch its way higher. Okay, so still bullish going into tomorrow, but a pullback would be healthy. Okay, all right, Qs and SPY. All right, so I wanted to bring this up just because in the morning I had multiple people asking if they can play the ears long, and I felt like I would say no. And then, another person would ask, is it time to play the ears long? So here's kind of like this, the standard kind of the timing of these things. So first time I think was here, asking if, maybe if this is, put in the bottom. No. The answer for me was no, because it got sold hard right at the opening. You see, probably go to 5 minute. There's a wide range red bar. Okay. Right there. Okay. Well, big topping tail. Still pretty bearish. Okay. So it's telling you that from the get-go that buyers are not in control. Sellers are in control, and they're not stepping up. So here's kind of the first trap. Okay, first trap right there. And then the second trap here. Again, another low of the day base here, or maybe trying to transition out of this base here. Again, now if you're looking for small targets, that's fine. That's what you need to be looking for if you are going to play these. But if we are finding out that they don't typically work and they are going to be a small target if they do work, kind of makes it not a worthwhile play, right? Low odds and low reward to risk. So I got asked about it here, and then again right in here. Okay. And kind of, and I get it. Some people, this is their play, but I just want you to take a kind of a honest look at if you still think it's a play that you want to do. Now you may be thinking also, is this okay as a short? It's tough. I mean, this one did work better as a short, but you're going to be shorting into support there, and the timing on those on the shorts is tough too, right? We were talking about in the morning when the first time I was asked this. I was saying actually, I was like, it may actually break down and be a good short, but what often happens is because it's going to be breaking down right into support as they break down and then pop right back up. Okay, so we're not getting a really nice trend either way in these. Okay, so let's take a look at some more. I'm not really, cherry picking or anything on this. This is just because this got asked so many times, and I think it's something that, especially when we have open house, we have some new people in the room that I'll see kind of asked about a lot. And I know even some of these can find some examples where perhaps it did work a bit, right? Again, maybe you're playing off this base, small target there, maybe you're playing off of this, expecting this to bounce, but then you also might have played this one here. So what is in common with all of these is that we had a lot of selling pressure to start, and then while the expectation may be that the selling pressure has slowed down, they usually don't make for good plays. Okay, because just because something maybe has put in the bottom doesn't mean it's also going to rally nicely. Okay, again here, triple in. Okay, sold hard off the open, right? You can always find an MA of some kind to maybe support your play and then get you triggered in, and then watch it come right back down. Okay, TMDI as well here. Multiple times here you can see trying to bounce off the lows, right? Now if you look at these and say, well, that's enough for me, I can scalp these and make, you know, that little bit, then that's fine. For me, I need a bigger target than that, especially if my stop's going to be down here. Okay, so what some people do, I think, on these is they'll get in, and as soon as it starts to not work, they'll get out break even, and so maybe the damage on these kind of plays is not so bad. Okay, because maybe you know that you're doing something that's aggressive, you know that's something that doesn't have a lot of target to it. Okay, so you know, hopefully by kind of going through these, you can kind of see, you know, maybe, and some will work, of course, some maybe will get back to high of the day. What percentage will get back to high of the day? Is it going to make it a strategy worth doing? Now, what would I rather play if we're talking about a base, a pullback, right? Something like the Yeti. Okay, Yeti, we see bullishness right off the bat here, and then while we get the pullback in the basing is happening more towards the top. On top of that, we have a daily, right, that's breaking out here above this. Okay, and we've been stressing that for the last couple of weeks, right? Yeti, you can see nice and cleared here, all-time highs. UTHR here, we talked about this as was gapping up over the base. AYI was a recent play as well, clearing the resistance. So on the day where you're going after these, and they're cleared of resistance, you know, you have a much better chance for decent follow through. Okay, so if you go and you look at these, the dailies are all similar. AYI, I think, was a high of the day base breakout. What did we do? Oh, COM. Oh, COM's the same thing. Look, COM on Friday. Remember this? COM was a breakout on Friday. Was a breakout off the highs. Okay, so I'm not letting this thing get sold hard and then struggle to get off the lows and then trying to play it off of there. Right? You'll get those weak pops, probably just enough to trigger you in, and then watch them fail. Okay, so you know, it's something that I used to do also. I used to play those, the sell-off into support on a gap up, and just after reviewing them, just found that they weren't worth doing. They were losing me money, so I haven't done them in years. And so it's something that you want to, you know, I think if it's most likely it's not really working out all that well, that I would probably take it out of my trading plan. Yeah. And I get the appeal of it because you're like, well, this is gapping up for a reason. I'm going to buy at the bottom and sell at the top. Problem is, it's just so rare that they actually get back up to the top. Okay. Especially if they start off with wide range red bars. Okay. So something to look at and evaluate, see if it, you know, it's a play that for you that's still worth doing. For me, I haven't done these in years, you know, low of the day basis to play long after something got sold hard. It's just going to be a pass every time. Okay. All right. So hopefully you did well today. If not, stayed out of trouble. We still have earnings season in just a few days kicking off officially with the banks. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. All right. We'll be back at it tomorrow, and I will talk to you then. Have a good evening.